Hello, everyone, and welcome to Natalie inRenaissance. I am a multi-passionate artist educator who wants to share inspiration and support for those in the learning and development space. In my journey of entrepreneurship, being a performing artist, being a teacher, being a learner, is that learning and growing and continuing to move forward as a human being, as a professional, as an artist, has been super important to me professionally and personally. And that journey led me to build my own platform. When I graduated with a master's in a very specialized area, I realized that my life, not the one that other people were telling me to live, but in order to live the life that I really felt I deserved as the only human being on this planet who will ever be me, that I needed to build my own platform. My gifts are not something that can be contained well in a 9-to-5. I worked in one briefly and was very unhappy. Anything traditional paths that other people have taken, I have tried, and so far it's not my recipe for myself, for my personal health and happiness. And so I quickly realized that I needed to build my own platform. And that sounds really terrifying to some people, but when you look at it as just part of a journey, it makes everything a lot less stressful, a lot less pressure to get it right or to have it succeed, because it's just part of the journey. And that is something that I'm learning even as I record this introductory episode of Natalie inRenaissance. Now, the term in Renaissance was something that I coined because I realized that I needed to build my own platform. And the trickiest part for me, I'm an overachiever and lots of other things, but it was coming up with a name that would grow with me as a person. And I know who I am. I'm learning more and more every day about who I am. But one of those things is that I am committed to being an avid learner. I hate being stuck. I don't like feeling like I'm not moving forward in many areas of life. And so I wanted to create something that could grow with me. And even though I can start up programs and offers, and maybe I won't do them forever, but I wanted some kind of umbrella that could be flexible and grow with me as I pivot and explore new areas in my journey. And so I wanted something that was a verb, not a noun that would be locked in, but something that was in motion, in words. And that was very, very difficult for me to wrap my head around. But the funny thing is that one of the first ideas that I had was actually one that I ended up going with. And so a lot of advice I would share is just go with your gut, go with your intuition. And so that phrase ended up being in Renaissance. And I felt that really spoke to my goals. I am coming from the arts world, and one of my sort of pain points as a person was that everything is so disconnected. And my approach is very much toward integration. I really think that everything in life is connected, be it science, business, the arts, whatever. That is not a new concept, but for some reason, they're very separate. And I think it has a lot to do with the educational system and how learning is currently structured here in the US. But I wanted something to sort of bring back that idea of integration, of things working together. And so I ended up trademarking that phrase in Renaissance. And then I realized that in Renaissance was really a reflection of my journey, of my path. And so that's where Natalie inRenaissance came out of. And so I just want to encourage you that if you feel that you are having to conform to a mold and you're feeling unhappy, or that you're in a situation or a relationship or a work setting that isn't supporting you and your gifts, it's not inspiring you, I encourage you to start thinking about what do you want and building your own platform. One of the biggest things that I've been working on personally is thinking a lot about my mindset, thinking about my ideal self. Rather than thinking a lot about where I am currently, thinking about where I want to go and the person that I want to become in the process. And I think when we formulate our goals, if you're into setting goals, or when you're envisioning the future, I think that makes all the difference in knowing what to do day to day, or the choices that we make, the things that we think about. Is that really helping us? Is that helping us to become our own best version of ourselves? And are we realizing our full potential? And so that is what this journey and this podcast is going to be all about. I can't wait to dive into all kinds of topics with you and to share the behind the scenes look into my journey as Natalie inRenaissance. Thanks for tuning in.